Hi, my name is David Wolf, Marketing Manager for Case. Last year, Case introduced two new wheel loaders, the 721E and the 821. With the latest introduction in the E-Series, we are now going to introduce the 921E. With the E-Series introduction, we had a theme, E equals everything. Ease of maintenance, ergonomically designed cab for increased productivity, enhanced certified Tier 3 power, and also extra work modes to match the machine to the applications. So let's take a closer look at the 921E. On the 921E, Case has redesigned the bucket for increased productivity, also increased durability. As you can see throughout the bucket, the material thickness has been increased for extra durability. The side cutters have been extremely increased. You can see the difference in the thickness when you compare it to your 921C bucket. But also this lower side skid plate has been reinforced. Again, extra durability so that we can get more productivity out of that bucket. The bucket has been increased to 5 3/4 yards. And if we come to the back side of the bucket, we can see we went from welded on heel plates to bolt on heel plates. Again, being able to service this bucket a lot easier. The other thing that we have done is we went to split O-ring seals on all the bucket pin locations. This again is done to increase the durability, fighting against that initial infiltration of dust, dirt, and debris. When you get the opportunity, take a look at the loader arms on the 921E. First of all, the design of the 921E loader arms has not changed from the initial 921C. So that means that your attachments from the 921C will fit up to the 921E. But going back into the massiveness of this machine, when you take a look at the loader arms, it spells out durability and reliability. Take a look at the massiveness of the loader arms, the dog bone, and also the bell crank. A lot of mass there. Compared to your competition, you can see that this machine is built for durability and reliability. Also, we have some productivity enhancing features that come standard with the 921E as well as all of our wheel loaders. Return to dig, return to carry, and height control are all standard features that enhance productivity. One of the features that we carried over from the C-Series wheel loader is limited slip axles. We use limited slip axles because it automatically transfers the power from the wheel that is slipping to the wheel that is gripping. Another feature that we do is outboard planetaries and outboard wet disc brakes. The first reason we do that is because of maintainability and serviceability. If I have a failure on this hub, all my maintenance can be done on outside the machine, compared to if I have inboard planetaries, I have to drop the entire axle, which takes this machine out of productivity much longer. The other benefit of outboard planetaries and outboard wet disc brakes is the weight is distributed outside the frame, which makes this machine a lot more stable. Another productivity enhancing feature, which is optional, and I would have it on all the wheel loaders, is ride control. What ride control does is allows the loader arm cylinders to act as shock absorbers. So when I have a full bucket of material and I'm traveling, those loader arms will float up and down. And what that does is reduces shock loads on the operator for operator comfort, reduces shock loads on the machines for extended life, but also keeps more material in the bucket for additional material retention. Again, all around increased productivity. Ride control, a feature that I would have on all wheel loaders. Things to point out in the articulation joint is the material thickness that Case uses. Very thick piece of material both on top and bottom, again for that robustness, durability. Also through this articulation joint, take a look at the way the hydraulic lines are routed. Nicely wrapped up, very clean, less chance of rubbing and any kind of failure there. We also have a Lube for Life drive shaft, which again helps out in maintainability and serviceability. Standard on the 921E is the right-hand steps and platform, which makes a very nice access for cleaning windows all the way around. Located just behind the right-hand steps, what's referred to as the optional oil coolers. What these do is takes the oil from the front axle along with the brake fluid, runs it through a filter, and cools it and circulates it back to the back, and vice versa. So we're taking the oil from the back axle and the back brakes, running it through the filter, cooling it, and then circulating it up to the front axles. The reason you do that is, of course, to cool the fluid, but if you're ever in an application where you do a lot of braking, quick starts and brakes, that fluid gets hot, this is one way to keep that axle cool. Again, with daily maintenance, the ease of maintainability, the ease of serviceability, the easier it is to do, the more likely it's going to get done. As you can see, I've got a side access compartment that I can open up, so I can do my engine oil check, I can do my fuel fill, and then I have two sight gauges also located on the right-hand side. I have my coolant bubble up on top, and also my hydraulic oil level, and on the left-hand side, I have a sight gauge for the transmission oil. But if I were to have to get to the engine fully, I do have an electric actuated hood. With a flick of the switch, I can gain full access to the engine compartment. On the 921C, what used to take to get full engine access, opening of about 7 different compartments, I can now do by raising the electronic hood and dropping 2 side panels. 3 panels instead of 7 sure makes it a lot easier. But you can see I got full access to the Cummins M11 engine. It's fully electronic. With the engine being fully electronic, we can also run different horsepower curves. On this engine, we're running 3 horsepower curves. On the economy mode, we're running at about 227 horsepower. In standard, about 250. And at max power, we're running about 299 horsepower. What that does for us is allow us to match the machine to the application at hand, taking advantage of all the fuel efficiency capabilities that we can with the engine by running lower horsepowers when we're in light conditions, and also giving you max power when you're in the heavy conditions to move more tons of material per hour. On the 921E, you can see we have a brand new cooling package. You can see we have ample area so that I can get in here to pressure wash all these coolers. And we also have a pull-out AC condenser. This can be pulled out with the hood up or with the hood down. But very nice to enhance that cleaning capabilities. On the back side, we do have a hydraulic driven fan. Being hydraulically driven, I can actually reverse the fan to assist in cleaning out those coolers. The fan can be reversed manually, or it can be reversed automatically. If it's done automatically, it will reverse about every 30 minutes. When lowering the hood, the switch is, you have to remain in contact with the switch to lower the hood all the way, and that is done for safety reasons so nobody can get their hands pinched in between the hood and the metal up above. To continue our ground line maintenance, you can see that we have grease fittings throughout the loader arm, also on the steering cylinders, but centrally located so that they're easy to get to. Also, we have our cab air filter located on the right-hand side. And then on the left-hand side, we've got vertically mounted filters for both the transmission and also the hydraulic oil. So very easy to get to, easy to change. On the new 921E, of course, we've incorporated a brand new 921E cab. It's the same cab that's used on the 821E and the 721E. The stairs are on a slight angle, and I can always maintain 3-point contact when I'm getting into the cab. I also have a very wide opening for getting into the cab, and the door swings back 180 degrees and locks in place. Once I get into the cab, I've got excellent visibility, floor-to-ceiling glass on both the left and right-hand side. The door is floor-to-ceiling glass also, so I get excellent visibility to the front, to the side, and with the contoured rear hood, I've also got great rear visibility. The adjustability of the cab is excellent. I can move the seat front and back and get into a nice operating position, so I can operate the single lever joystick control. I have a forward, neutral, reverse switch on the single lever joystick, and also a one-touch downshift button. So everything in one location, and I can get nice and comfortable. The steering wheel, I can bring it down to a nice adequate location for me to operate. Also, the armrests, I can bring those down and adjust those both up and down to my operator preference. And overall, it's a very roomy cab, probably the roomiest cab I've ever been into, and it's second to none. The switch layout in the right-hand console is very easy to read, very easy to operate. All the switches are on a slight angle, so I've got excellent sight lines to the switch that I'm going to activate, and they are basically toggle switches to activate or deactivate the functions that I need. Behind you, there is a cup holder, 2 cup holders to hold different size beverages, and behind that is a personal lock box. 12-volt power outlet way in the back corner, and also a 12-volt power outlet by the door before you leave. This machine is set up with optional air conditioning, and you can see that there's adequate air diffusers. 17 diffusers in all. There's also an 18th diffuser in the thermal box that's able to keep your drink cool in the summer and your sandwich warm in the winter. Going through the dash, if I push and hold this lower button for a couple seconds, you'll see the power mode comes up. I select that again, and there's your 4 different power modes. Push that button one more time, it highlights the power mode that I'm in. Using the down arrow button, I can toggle between standard, automatic, economy, and back to max power. Once I choose the power that I want to operate in, I just select it one more time, and I'm back in my operating mode. This concludes our walk around of the all-new 921E. Remember, E equals everything. Ease of maintenance. If it's easy to do, the more likely it's going to get done. Enhanced Tier 3 engine power, anywhere from 227 horsepower up to about 300 horsepower. Extra work modes to match the machine to the application, and an all-new ergonomically designed cab for operator comfort. Thank you for joining me today.